We're back, people, and today we're working on film on Achane and Jaylen Wright, looking at how they played versus the Colts. And honestly, this is the future duo at the running back position for the Dolphins. They need to be the featured two backs, in my opinion, going forward for the Dolphins. And not saying to just like completely phase Raheem Mostert out. Like Mostert will still get some touches, and I do believe he'll still like get a lot of things, a lot of touches within the offense. But I think it just needs to start being more and more Jaylen Wright and ahead of him. And then Achane looked really good in his first game back from the concussion injury. Mostert's still a good player, but he really has had that fumbling history. He was a big reason they lost this game because of the fumble. Like, he ran well. But Achane showed off his burst explosiveness. He just has a different level of movement skills than the other guys. And then Jaylen Wright has the size while also still being quite athletic and getting downhill, playing hard. I understand, like, they went with the Achane first approach, and he did really well, and I understand that. I also wouldn't even mind seeing more Jaylen Wright early on, potentially keeping Achane fresh for late games when, players get tired out. But you could also think of it in the vice versa way. Overall, liked what I saw. Wright got limited touches, so it is tough to grade his overall game. Like, 2 of his 5 touches were, like, really good long runs. The other ones were, like, fine. I thought there was one play where he could have made a better read. But they blocked well. I liked the new game plan for Achane. They used with Achane a lot in the past. Like, they've really gone away from this over the past few weeks. I think it was actually a good adjustment for McDaniel, but they haven't really been running the crack toss stuff. I hope they continue to run less and less of it. Maybe from time to time you can bring it out. But they've been running more like lead tosses, outside zone toss, where like there's clear cutback lanes, like, and teams aren't as, over aggressive to get to the edge now. And when they are, you can find those cutback lanes. It's when they see those crack tosses, it's very obvious where the play is going and where it's meant to go. And teams have really filled on that. This just gives Achane more options and really use off his explosiveness to hit these holes. And I'm going to do a video on the O-line probably tomorrow, so keep an eye on that. But they played great in this game. Like, overall, I would say the O-line has not been the Dolphins' biggest problem. I know people point to the Dolphins' O-line a lot. But if Tua comes back and the O-line still plays to this level and the running game can be, like, pretty good. Like, the Colts' run defense isn't very good, but if they can keep running the ball, like, pretty effectively, and Tua is able to, obviously he's gonna, like, obviously the offense will get much better with Tua in the lineup. It's just, will it be enough? I still think there will be a lot of question marks. They still are kind of beating themselves, but should help open up a lot of things. Achane just making the correct reads in this game. At the line here, 57 kind of becomes that new force defender, the edge defender. He's kind of reading down the line. This gets blocked up perfectly. Boom, stick your foot in the ground, burst through. And it was kind of just a lot of runs like that off those tosses. And he ran pretty hard too. Like, he wasn't going down a lot at like first contact right away. He is an undersized back, so you don't want to, that's why I think having Mostert and Wright getting more touches is helpful to Achane a lot of the times, because he got a decent amount of touches, but they didn't overwork him, which is nice. And then doing things off different ways, like, he's just so athletic. Like, look how explosive he is to, once he gets this ball from the same side, gap scheme stuff, he's working off the back here. They're down blocking. Eichenberg's kicking out, and once he gets the ball, lets the block develop, patient, he's square, and look at him just explode through that hole. He bursts so fast. Like, this linebacker's not expecting it. Like, look how fast, like, because right here, Robert Jones on Zaire Franklin, and Achane hasn't even got past the line of scrimmage yet, and they're already, like, all 3 guys blocked to the next level, and once he literally is able to gain that ground so fast, Franklin's not able to get off of it in time. Didn't expect for him to burst through like that. And he does a great job of this where, like, once he sees the hole and bursts and he knows, like, he's about to get, like, hands on him, like, the guys are going to try to shed and at least throw an arm on him to slow him down. He does a great job of hitting that extra gear and then also getting skinny. Like, he really reduces, like, he, like dips his shoulders and really reduces his surface area to really avoid those tackles. And for him to, like, really burst through like that, and to still make this cut right there and get upfield vertically is super, super impressive. Gets pushed forward by the O-line too at the end of the play. Just really, really liked what Achane brought from most of the game. I thought he was pretty good vision-wise. I think there was maybe a couple reads he could have been a little more efficient, but nothing too, like, egregious in this game. Some more, this time, some more, like, more mid-zone stuff going on this play. This time out of shotgun, not, from under center and pistol. He's reading this. He identifies what's going on. Sees 98 is playing outside leverage. Jones is able to widen him. Now he sees 90. I like how he kind of slow plays this. He doesn't instantly just commit to this, like, wide open hole. Because sometimes when you do that, you can kind of get people to, like, give better angles, but by him like kind of slow playing it and pressing up into Liam for just a second, it kind of freezes 90, because 90 could see with a fast angle, just hard play down, and then Achane would probably run right into him. But with him taking an angle up to 90 a little bit, and then gets him to slow down, then explode away from him to work that arm tackle, I think is just more of an efficient way to play it. So you have to be able to blend your patience with your burst and him to explode through that hole. Pick up just like a nice 7-yard gain. Just super. I mean, I really like watching Achane play. We'll get to Jaylen Wright. Jaylen Wright is towards will be the clips at the end, because that's kind of where I'm kind of going in the order of the plays. More of the tosses, the lead toss, you get the motion with angled, give him a good angle, give angled a good angle. Then Armstead comes to the next level on 44. Just set up these blocks pretty nicely here. You see that he's able to kick out 94. You want to work out to the back of angled here. So he gets this, but he doesn't want to get too wide because he sees 44. So he gives a little cut. Like he starts to anticipate because he can see what's going on here. He's anticipating how this is going to play out. Even though Armstead hasn't gotten really hands-on Franklin yet, he's anticipating. He sticks his foot in the ground before Armstead even gets hands-on, just knowing how it's going to work, and then explodes through that hole. Gets to the second level. Just really, really impressive stuff. Good job from Brewer here, blocking a linebacker, like 10 yards down the field too. But yeah, good work overall from Achane. He had a lot of like 10-yard explosive runs. There were some where he maybe got hit at the line of scrimmage, but overall, I think it was a fairly effective day. They were able to work him on different types of concepts. I even feel like he's definitely the better. I think he's the best zone runner on the team. I think the other ones do the gap scheme stuff better. But even on gap scheme, I feel like he does a pretty good job of understanding his what his blocks and what he's supposed to be doing for the most part. Like how this ends up working out. You get Julian Hill to down block, also Austin Jackson down block, Eichenberg down block. Then you get the kick out here from angled. He's your kick out defender, and then the puller is basically the lead blocker up into the hole. Just good footwork here. I like the feet. He's very quick, making quick like decisions as well, but combining the footwork with it all to get past 44, but then get back on his path. Unfortunately, Robert Jones just wasn't able to climb to get to 41 in time, but I feel like, Achane did a decent enough job picking up just a solid gain on the play. And just lots of tosses throughout the game. They continuously did this. Thought he made the right decision. Thought he showed fairly, he's an undersized guy. He's going to take a beating at times, but I thought, like, toughness-wise, Achane, still a very good player. I feel like, honestly, there's recency bias runs deep in the NFL. Just talking about Achane one more time before we get to Wright. Very explosive player. We didn't even use him as a receiver in this game. I think that will become more when Tua's back in the lineup. They don't need to, always rely on him. This was just more the game plan for this Colts one as a runner. But I thought he looked good. I thought he played with toughness. I feel like recency bias is a real thing, and he kind of had some struggle games. I think people kind of forgot like how good Achane actually is, and I feel like he got to show it in this one. Wright has also been quite effective. Limited touches in this one. I feel like he's earned more touches, and I think he's going to get it. Good job finding this cutback lane, feeling this pressure. Like, pretty difficult cut to make too, because a lot of guys, this might be a bang read, and I actually don't think it would be that bad, but he shows some good anticipation on this play because they set the edge, so he's obviously not trying to bounce this. I think this is a good read. And then right here, like, it's not like this is terribly blocked up, but he feels 90 start to overtake the right guard, Eichenberg. He's kind of like feeling that overtake, and he is able to feel the backside cutback lane open up. This is just good instincts on the play from the process to then, boom, completely change directions on a dime. Like, this can be a dangerous thing to do on this type of play. Completely find it, fall forward, fight for some extra yards too, not going down easy. Like, because Wright, very athletic, explosive too, not quite the same type of player. Achane is much smaller and I think has a little more juice to him. But Wright, to still have that much juice while also having, good size, weight, physicality side to his game, that can definitely help him out. And it just helps, complement each other pretty nicely. He can also get downhill. Dolphins, boom, close this up. Working more of like that inside zone with the tight end kicking out here on the backside. Blocked up pretty nicely here. I think, Julian Hill's blocking this up pretty nicely. You're trying to work off the back of these two double teams. See 98 go down, and he's just staying square. Like how he stays square, he stays patient, works up into it, presses his block, and then is able to, find the lane on the outside and almost create, he creates a big play, but almost create like an even bigger one, like to potentially even get a touchdown. And these were definitely his 2 best plays. The last one I just showed, and this one on his 5 carries, obviously the 2 big explosive ones. Thought he showed, good footwork. Maybe could have chained the move together there a little more smoothly, but overall, really impressed from what I've seen from Jaylen Wright. I'm a big fan. I think he's definitely been the best rookie so far, and it doesn't surprise me. I think before the season I said if he got the time, he was probably the most pro-ready of the group because I didn't think Paul was going to really play at all. I didn't think I thought Chop was more of a developmental first-round guy. It just felt like Jaylen Wright was the most pro-ready rookie that they drafted, which it makes sense. A lot of times running backs can translate their skills to the next level pretty quickly, and I think that's definitely shown off. And then here's some of other Wright's carries. Only gains 2 here, nothing too crazy. Dolphins working some inside, split zone. Tries to work off the back of this, get up in this gap. Tough read to make. He's trying to work off this right here and get skinny, but then this guy squeezes down. I don't think he makes the incorrect read necessarily, wrong read. This is just good play by the safety to fail. I guess he could have tried to potentially, make a cut to the outside, but that's not really a part of the play. He had to really go off script, so just getting downhill. So nothing really wrong with that one. I thought this one he kind of potentially could have made a cutback. It would have been a quick read, right here. I understand, once he sees this, because usually when you're reading this tight end is able to gain outside leverage, so it does make sense, hey, I can bounce this to the outside. He could have also potentially stuck his foot in the ground and got up this way, because 96 was starting to get outside leverage, so if he kind of set that up, there was some potential for a cutback lane there. 41 just does a really good job regaining that outside leverage on Johnny Smith, so once he gets here, he has to make a decision to either make cut in here or even do what he did on that first play. Show, boom, full cutback lane, basically exchange 2 gaps, but he tries to keep bouncing to the outside, and there's a corner out there, and it just gained 0 on the play. So that was kind of the one where it may be a potential missed opportunity, but he is a rookie. I think, with more experience, more reps, he's going to have big plays to make there. And this was actually his first touch of the game, but this will be the last play that we're breaking down. I actually remember seeing this live and thinking, I'm pretty sure he just false started right there. Yeah, he false starts. They didn't call it, which was surprising. I'm literally, how did these 2 guys not see this? I saw it live and I'm I'm pretty sure Jaylen Wright just false started, but they didn't call it. Dude, this one had potential. This is just unfortunate that they had a lot of guys in the box. They had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They were basically 9 guys in the box. I guess 50 is technically outside of the box, but he's a part of the run fit there. They're just trying to stop the outside. And they do a great job creating this cutback lane. Just 20 is that extra number that gets to be unblocked, basically. Because if he kicks out 44, and say Jones is able to get on 41, or Wright could have cut back there, that could have been so much more of a gain. So just a missed opportunity, potentially. Just outnumbered there. Still able to get downhill, gain 3 or 4 yards on the play. I think he doesn't necessarily make any wrong reads. He sees the big hole open up. He wants to work off the back of Ingold and then cut up field. It's just maybe some missed opportunities there from the offensive line. But overall, Achane and Wright, great duo, very explosive, fit the scheme super well. Mostert's still a player. He's still a good player. The fumbling, I think, is hurting him. He is older, and I still think he should be a part of it, and he can still get his carries, especially when, Wright and Achane maybe are getting more work and he can have fresh legs. So, you still have, a really good 3-headed monster. And with Tua returning, they don't necessarily need to get 40 carries a game between them anymore. They can be more involved in the passing game. It should make play action more effective because Tua is actually willing to throw a lot of those throws off play action. So that will be very intriguing to see how it all plays out. I know it's definitely disappointing with how the season started. I mean, I'm not going to give up hope. I mean, obviously, if I had to predict, I wouldn't predict the Dolphins to make the playoffs, but it's technically not over. So, if I was a part of the team, knowing the type of competitor I would be, I would definitely still be, trying, not giving up hope, definitely thinking, there's a chance. So, that's kind of just the mindset I'm with right now. And it will at least be much more exciting to watch with Tua in the game. I don't think it fixed all the problems, but he's clearly an NFL quarterback compared to, the guys they've been throwing out there that are really, really not, at least for this system specifically. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to comment and subscribe.